Now there is one point is that we have sodium bicarbonate. We are just going for bicarbonate buffer system only. Now when we have sodium bicarbonate in our body system, if it comes in contact with, everyone can see the screen, right? Because I have
Yes, ma'am.
started the
Yes,
point.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, whenever we have sodium bicarbonate in our body system, and if it comes in contact with acid, so I mean to say only H, or I should say it as particularly H plus. When it comes in contact with the H plus, what will happen? It is forming H2CO3, that is carbonic acid. So two possible reactions for carbonic acid. First is whenever carbon dioxide reacting with the water molecule, we get carbonic acid. And second one is whenever sodium bicarbonate is reacting with H plus ions, then also we get carbonic acid. Okay. Now the sodium bicarbonate start accepting H plus ion. So this acid becomes proton donor, this becomes proton acceptor, and we get formation of carbonic acid, which is a weak acid, and we get a formation of salt, that is sodium chloride. Now when we have some amount of H2CO3 in our body system, carbonic acid का level बढ़ गया है. Okay. Here if you have bicarbonate का level is getting increased, so it comes in contact with H plus and you can neutralize it by formation of H2CO3. If you have excess amount of H2CO3, what happens? It will come in contact. If suppose it comes in contact with a base, that is OH, it will get converted to bicarbonate ions and water molecule. So again, this becomes weak acid as it is going to donate a proton. It is donating the proton. NaOH as a strong base has capacity to accept the proton from H2CO3. So it becomes HCO3 minus ions, bicarbonate ions and water molecule. So again the condition is getting neutralized. If you have bicarbonate is getting increased, and suppose if you have weak acid is getting increased in our body. Now I will explain you this. What happens if you have such type of system? Now we just saw this. If pH is getting decreased, now I can say if our body is suffering from acidosis or alkalosis. So first of all, we will see what is acidosis. This is acid-base homeostasis is getting disturbed. Whenever this is getting disturbed, then only our body will suffer from either acidosis or alkalosis. So what do you mean by this is homeostasis is getting disturbed. So acid-base balance, the amount of electrolyte balance in our body system is getting disturbed. It is not maintained equally. The concentration in the intracellular and the extracellular fluid component is getting decreased or increased. So it leads to the disturbance of the homeostasis. So why does this happens? Why this happens is it is either due to increased pH or due to decreased pH levels. Acidity बढ़ता है, नहीं तो acidity कम होता है. So first, if I look for this first situation, that is acidosis is occurring due to decrease in the pH. So मेरा blood का pH is getting decreased faster. Now why it is happening? We just saw that if your pH is getting decreased, it will be causing acidosis. It will stimulate our brain and arterial receptors. What will be the remedy for that is we are supposed to increase the respiration rate. Acidosis क्यों हुआ? Increased amount of H2CO3. Directly H2CO3 बढ़ गया क्या? नहीं.
CO2 will react with water.
Yes, right. We have received or we have taken lot amount of CO2 in our body system. CO2 का level बढ़ गया, so it is responsible for formation of H2CO3. So H2CO3 का level भी बढ़ गया. What leads to this is pH is getting decreased. pH decrease होता है यानी क्या होता है? It is becoming more and more acidic.
Acidic.
Right. H2CO3 का level बढ़ गया, pH is getting decreased. So what is the remedy for that is we are increasing the respiration rate. मतलब क्या? We have started to increase the respiration rate. हमने थोड़ा deep breathing start किया. Slowly and deeply breathing. What happens then? We are supposed to take oxygen more and we are relieving carbon dioxide slowly from our body system. So we are exhaling CO2 and we are taking more and more oxygen. Okay. So blood CO2 level we are decreasing by taking a deep breath. Next, what happens is due to level of CO2 is getting decreased, level of carbonic acid is also getting decreased, because this is the component responsible for formation of H2CO3. अगर CO2 का ही लेवल कम हो गया तो वाटर को कंबाइन करने के लिए कुछ रहेगा क्या बॉडी में फॉर मेकिंग H2CO3? Nothing will be available. So CO2 का लेवल कम हो गया तो by carbonic acid is also getting decreased. So ultimately we are increasing the pH of the blood system. जो इतना कम हो गया था यहाँ पे, which has caused acidosis, that we have increased our pH level of the blood system. So here we have restored our acid-base homeostasis. This was regarding acidosis. What happens in case of alkalosis is our pH is getting increased in lot amount. Means what? Our CO2 level we have exhaled rapidly, faster and faster. So which leads to alkalosis. इसके लिए क्या हो गया, CO2 बहुत फास्ट जाते गया बॉडी में से, एक्सेल्ड होते गया. सो हमारा कार्बोनिक एसिड का लेवल गॉट डिक्रीज्ड. अगर कार्बोनिक एसिड का लेवल कम हो गया, so what happens is the alkaline condition is getting maintained over and above. So excess amount of alkalinity it is getting maintained. Bicarbonate का कुछ तो भी concentration होता है हमारे blood में, that we have seen in the ICF and in the extracellular fluid compartment. तो अगर bicarbonate available नहीं रहा, now we have not reached up to bicarbonate, we are just talking about CO2 and H2O. That is also one of the component responsible for carbonic acid to be maintained in the blood system. अगर यहाँ पे carbonic acid ही नहीं बचा, so your alkalinity is getting increased. So see what is the significance of carbonic acid is present in our body system. It is very essential for maintaining the physiological acid base balance. उसका लेवल थोड़ा भी कम ज्यादा हो गया तो see we are suffering from acidosis or from alkalosis. So alkalosis, we suffer from the alkalosis. Again, it stimulates our brain and arterial receptors. What happens? What is the remedy? So these receptors decide to respire, to decrease our respiration rate. Our brain decides this should happen. So what happens is we decrease our respiration rate. We don't exhale it faster. We do it slowly. So we are increasing blood CO2 level in our body system. अगर CO2 आ गया body में तो it will start making carbonic acid by combining with the water molecules. And अगर carbonic acid body में generate हो रहा है, it is getting forming into the blood system. Ultimately, it is going to normalize our blood pH level. तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया था blood pH का level, it will get decreased and the acid-base homeostasis is getting maintained. Have you understood this part? Yes, Ekta?
Ma'am, is breathlessness one of the reaction by the body to acidosis? So as to
Yes.
Okay.
So at that time, what happens is whenever you have breathlessness, your oxygen is level is getting decreased. Now, if you have seen much of the cases of coronavirus, the patients who are suffering from COVID, what happens in them? What happens with them is CO2 level was getting increased. Oxygen का level उनका क्या हो गया था? It was very much a decrease. So CO2 का level बढ़ गया तो what happened is क्या हो गया था?
Acidosis.
CO2 का लेवल बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया, it forms acidosis. So it leads to many of the symptoms. Now we have not that much in our syllabus कि कितने सारे symptoms होते. CO2 का level it is getting exceeding over and above. So it is affecting your electrolyte balance in your body system, and we cannot compensate the level of CO2 and also of bicarbonate and also of the carbonic acid. So oxygen का level कम होते जा रहा है, and only CO2 is getting exceeding fast. So we are just talking about to a very lower extent for the lower limits. If it goes up to the risk level, so we have seen this happens with the COVID patients also. So this is the similar case if our body is suffering from breathlessness, if we are exceeding, if we are taking deep breath, or if we are taking excess amount of breath, this will be causing acidosis and alkalosis. These are one of the symptoms. So we are facing troubles while inhaling and exhaling CO2 and water, CO2 and oxygen.